Tony Ferguson is set to face Warren Spencer at Misfits Mania on December 20th, competing for the Misfits Boxing interim middleweight title. The main event will feature Andrew Tate versus Chase Demore. Warren Spencer actually fought Dylan Dennis in an MMA bout under Misfits, losing by submission in just 15 seconds. Tony also competed on that card, defeating Salt Papi via TKO in the 3rd round. What do you guys think? Could we see Tony go on a 2-fight winning streak? Post your thoughts in the comments. Kamaru Usman doesn't seem to fully buy Dana White's recent story about Francis Ngannou. Earlier this week, Dana went on the Flagrant podcast and claimed he had 2 physical altercations with Francis back when he was still in the UFC. The first allegedly happened before Francis fought Stipe Miocic for the first time. Dana said Francis grabbed him by the shirt and demanded a private plane back to Paris after the fight, and then Francis went on to lose to Stipe. The second incident, according to Dana, happened later on when Francis was upset about not getting a $50,000 bonus. Dana says Francis grabbed his shirt again as he tried to leave his office, and he told him, "Get your hands off me." Dana also claimed Hunter Campbell had a similar run-in with Francis. Kamaru Usman isn't completely dismissing the story, but says it's hard to believe it played out exactly the way Dana described.
Listen, I wasn't there, but I don't think this happened like this. I don't think there's.
So you're gonna call Dana White a liar, Kamaru?
Did I say that? No, absolutely not. All I'm saying is, it's hard to believe to Dana White. It's hard to believe to you to go, get back in your office, Dana. You not what? Get out your checkbook. Give me 50K. And then, Hunter, you leave it? Get back here, Hunter. We're not done talking. It's hard because that's the picture that we're really seeing in our head here. It's hard to believe that because listen, it's Dana White here. Dana, just like Francis has this aura, there's this aura around Francis to where you just know, okay, I can't f around here. I gotta be on my P's and Q's. He has that aura, but in just that sense, because Francis is a fighter and he has that scary aura, Dana White has a different aura as well because Dana White's the head of the UFC. Dana White's this guy. So everybody moving around Dana White, hey, you're gonna know, hey, I gotta conduct myself. I gotta conduct myself accordingly. So here, I find that a little hard to believe. I'm not saying that's false. I'm just saying it might have not went down the way that quote sounded like, and it made us kind of think about the situation.
Just 5 months after a double lung transplant, Ben Askren is now working out on the assault bike. He posted this video to his Instagram. In the caption, he wrote, "Confirmed. New lungs or old lungs, the assault bike is the worst." Colby Covington thinks Leon Edwards should retire following his loss to Carlos Prates. Speaking to Helen Yee, he said, "I think he should probably retire. I think he lost the hunger. I made him so much money when we fought. I just don't think he has that hunger and the spark anymore. I'd like to see him hang it up and do something else." Serghei Spivac is out of his fight against Shamil Gaziev at UFC Qatar, and Waldo Cortez Acosta has stepped in on just 3 days' notice. Cortez Acosta just fought 18 days ago, defeating Ante Delija via TKO in the 1st round. Gaziev posted this on X following the news. He said, "Respect to the Pirate for stepping on board, but the Gulf is my territory, and it's going to be very tough for your ship to row here." Cortez Acosta responded saying, 3 days notice. I'm born to fight, coming for everybody. He followed up saying, coming showing the world who is the real pirate. Ilia Topuria will be in attendance at UFC Qatar this weekend, as his brother Alexandre is set to face Bekzat Almakhan. Arman Tsarukyan says if he finishes Dan Hooker, he wants to get Ilia in the cage for a face-off.
Ilia Topuria's in the house as well. He's going to be sitting cage side. Are you going to be keen to get him in the octagon and get a face-off?
Yes, I think I gotta get the good finish and call him out and to the face-off there.
Arman also gave his thoughts on Islam Makhachev defeating Jack Della Maddalena and becoming the new welterweight champion. He said, "Yes, I was super impressed when I was watching the fight because it was so easy. Kind of a champion fighting with amateur. He showed he's on a different level. I thought JDM could do more than he did. Islam is way better than everybody right now. He's really pound for pound, and at 170 it's going to be difficult to beat him there." Dan Hooker starts laughing when he hears Paddy Pimblett is a top 5 contender in the lightweight division.
There's some certain changes. Paddy Pimblett is not right now in top 5.
Hell.
Not sure.
Nah, they must be giving him a title shot, eh? They must be cherry picking him a title shot. Nah, it is what it is.
Do you pay attention to that at all?
Nah. Like, it is what it is. They're just numbers.
Ian Garry isn't a fan of the idea of Kamaru Usman getting the next welterweight title shot. Garry is set to face Belal Muhammad this weekend at UFC Qatar and believes that if he knocks him out, he should be next in line. He also thinks Islam Makhachev is choosing Usman because it's an easy matchup for him and he knows it.
Khabib and his team are very smart and they are very intelligent at choosing fights and making interesting matchups. Kamaru Usman is fucking irrelevant in the welterweight division right now, and I excuse my language, but it's the fact. He's a has-been, and yes, at one point in time, he was arguably the greatest welterweight of all time. He's not close now. And I think Khabib and the team in Russia and that whole fight team, they know how to spin the wording to build a fight. But there's no interest. No fan wants to see that fight. They want to see him versus me. They want to see him versus Shavkat. They want to see Islam versus Plessis and Morales. They want to see the new generation of this welterweight division. When you've got someone who's pushing 40 years of age and is nearly 10 in the world, he's irrelevant to me. So I think that's just Islam trying to get that 17th consecutive win against an easy opponent, someone who was at one point in time somebody, but now is just trying to maintain relevance. So I think it's I don't want to say anything disrespectful to Islam and his team, but I think it's a cop-out.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
The champion should face the #1 challenge.
And of which Kamaru Usman isn't close to that.
Belal Muhammad is fired up ahead of his fight with Ian Garry this weekend. He says he hates everything about Ian, plans to finish him, and earn another shot at the welterweight title.
Especially with his stupid accent, his stupid voice. I just hate everything about him, especially in a fight. It makes you more motivated. The last person I was this motivated for was Leon, and we smashed him. So for me, it's to go out there and, like I said, put a stamp on it. Especially, like you said, from last week, Pratis had a huge performance, knockout. He lost to Ian, though. Shavkat had a close fight with Ian. I go out there, I finish Ian, I put a stamp on it, and I show the world, remind the world who I am. It fuels me more, right? I mean, I'm from Chicago. I've had trash talk my whole life. I like it. I work better with it. I'd rather fight somebody that's going to talk than somebody that's just quiet and nice and like, all right, I gotta find something to hate. Like, it's not hard to find something to hate Ian, right? Everybody hates him. So it's easier to work with that. I mean, I gotta probably, if I was able to wear running shoes, I would be able to wear running shoes to catch him, right? He runs a lot. So for me, it's just cutting him off and finding him and then not letting him off the hook. Yeah, no, it has to be with a bang. It has to be something that's gonna, like I said, I want them to be talking about me this whole month. When they're talking about the best welterweight performance of this month, my name's gonna be at the top of the list.
Back in 2014, TJ Dillashaw was set to defend the bantamweight title in a rematch with Renan Barão. But when Barão pulled out last minute, TJ ended up fighting Joe Soto on short notice and knocked him out in the 5th round. On Dominick Cruz's podcast, TJ revealed that Joe Soto was actually his training partner and had been helping him prepare for the Barão fight.
Was the most nervous I've ever been going into a fight. Why? Because of the way it went down. I was supposed to rematch Barão, and I wake up the morning of weigh-ins and I'm on weight.
That's right.
And he fell and hit his head,
on the
cutting weight.
And
so I remember Fertitta to call me and be like, "Hey champ, we need you to take a replacement fight against Joe Soto."
That's right.
I know Joe Soto. I trained with him for this fight camp. He came to Alpha Male 8 weeks before our fight.
Nobody would know that.
Yeah. And we were.
Does anybody know that you had been training with him for that whole camp to get ready for Barão?
I've mentioned it, but maybe not on a big platform. So we were training. He came up to Alpha Male, was training there. He was a wrestler as well too, and I knew how tough he was, and I knew he was a Bellator champion, and didn't have a name yet because he wasn't in the UFC, and I knew how tough he was, and I had everything to lose, you know, and so I had to take that fight on 24 hours notice, and that one I was very nervous for.
Jon Anik believes Islam Makhachev and Merab Dvalishvili are on pace to becoming the greatest fighters of all time, even surpassing George St. Pierre.
Y'all must have forgot. You know, we all must have forgot. Like, Islam never, like, who knows the extent to which he wanted to, you know, I'm glad that he's not making the weight cut, you know, but like, this man should be celebrated. You know, we talk about Merab Dvalishvili on a trajectory to be the greatest male mixed martial arts athlete of all time. And he's very much on a trajectory to unseat George St. Pierre, anybody else you want to mention. So is Islam, man. So is Islam. And to see how comfortable he was at 70, now he's saying he can wrestle for 50 minutes, right? Like, you know, I know Dustin Poirier deserves a lot of credit for extending Islam, but how compromised was Islam at 155 pounds, Kenny? You know, like, how would you should have been fighting at welterweight too, Kenny.
Dricus du Plessis posted a promo yesterday on his social medias. After recently losing the middleweight title to Khamzat Chimaev, Dricus says he will be back.
In these moments, we are not defeated. We are human. And being human is the most courageous thing of all. I am Dricus du Plessis. Born brave, and I will be back.
Khamzat Chimaev flew out to Qatar to support Arman Tsarukyan this weekend for his fight against Dan Hooker. Multiple videos were posted today of Khamzat assisting Arman with his weight cut. In one of the videos, someone mentions that Arman still weighs 159 pounds, which worried many fans since the ceremonial weigh-in start at 10 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. That means Arman will need to make weight in roughly the next 12 hours. So what do you guys think? Do you think it's no big deal and he'll make the weight? Or do you think we may be in for some drama tomorrow? Post your thoughts in the comments. Jack Della Maddalena has finally broken his silence since losing the welterweight title to Islam Makhachev at UFC 322. Jack posted this to his Instagram today. In the caption, he wrote, "Thanks to those always supporting. Islam is one of the greats and deserved to win. I will learn and move forward." And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Haven Winter 6063. It says, "You know it's a slow news day when one of your top stories is a fighter almost crossed path." I mean, you're not wrong. The second one's from TLD Chuck. It's in reference to Dan Hooker saying that none of his opponents have ever pulled out of a fight with him. It says, "No one ever pulls out on me, the Hooker." And the final one's from Christopher. It's in reference to Justin Gaethje getting annoyed when a fan picks Conor McGregor as his favorite fighter. It says in quotes, "Why don't you pick an American?" Spoken directly after saying his favorite was Anderson Silva. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.